Welcome back. In this grammar section, we'll be looking at simple and compound sentences. So first, let's start off with simple sentences. Now, if you're taking this course, I expect that you should already know how to construct these simple sentences, but just to remind you what they are, I'll quickly go over these. So a simple sentence is basically when you have a subject plus a verb plus an object. So those three things together make up a simple sentence. So we have a few examples here. The first sentence is, taxes should be increased. Next, we have, children are the future of our nation. And last, we have, community service develops strong-charactered individuals. So I want you to notice that each of these simple sentences is only conveying one main idea. To convey more than one idea in a single sentence, we use either compound sentences or complex sentences. We'll be talking more about those very soon. So in these simple sentences, we have our subjects in the blue color, the verbs are in the purple color, and the objects are in the red color. I want you to notice that objects are optional. They don't have to be there for a simple sentence. But if you would like to add an object, you can do that as well. You'll also notice that simple sentences can include other basic elements, such as prepositions, articles, and so on. Now let's move on to the compound sentences. So basically, you have a compound sentence when you have two or more independent clauses that are connected together. An independent clause is complete idea. The idea is complete in and of itself. So in a compound sentence, we are connecting two complete ideas. Now the question is, what do we use to connect these two independent clauses? We connect these clauses by using what are called coordinating conjunctions. And when we connect these clauses using the coordinating conjunction, we use a comma. Coordinating conjunctions are words like for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So let's look at some examples. Here's our first example. Britain invested over £1 million in books, and France only invested 100,000. Now I want you to notice that the word and here is a coordinating conjunction. We're using this coordinating conjunction to connect two independent clauses. Both of these independent clauses are complete ideas in and of themselves. So how do you know if an idea is complete? Well, there's an easy way to find out. I want you to imagine that instead of the word and here, there is a full stop, a period. Imagine that the first clause is a complete sentence. Britain invested over £1 million in books. Now, if you were to end this sentence here, there would be no problem. It would be a complete idea. So if we want, we can simply end the sentence over here. Similarly, we could just say, France only invested 100,000. That's also a complete idea. We can add a full stop there and leave this clause as its own sentence. So that's how you know if we have an independent clause. Basically, independent clauses are complete ideas. So we use compound sentences when we don't want to write these clauses as separate sentences. Instead of writing these clauses as separate sentences, we can just connect these two clauses by a coordinating conjunction. In this case, we have used the word and. Also notice that we have used it with a comma. Let's take another example. Switzerland ranked the highest in 1999, but it was outranked by Britain the following year. Again, I want you to notice that we have two independent clauses here. The first independent clause is Switzerland ranked the highest in 1999. That's a complete idea. We can stop here and that will be fine. However, we want to add extra information in this sentence, so we use the coordinating conjunction but. And we have added a second independent clause here. And this second independent clause is, it was outranked by Britain the following year. Notice that whenever we join two independent clauses together, we have to use a comma with the coordinating conjunction. So we've used a comma here, and we've used a comma here. And when you use this comma and coordinating conjunction together to join two independent clauses, then what you have is a compound sentence. Now let me give you some examples of how to use different coordinating conjunctions. So we'll start off with our first coordinating conjunction, which is but. Here we have an example. The proposed legislation seems promising, but it has several drawbacks. Here's another example. It is common knowledge that exercise is healthy, yet many people never go to the gyms. Germany and France both experienced significant growth in 2002. Now what I want you to notice with this sentence is that we don't have a comma here. Why is that? Well, we don't use a comma when we use a coordinating conjunction like and to join words or phrases together. You'll notice that the coordinating conjunction and is simply connecting two words together. In this case, the two words are Germany and France. Here's another example. Those who are unemployed or underpaid are forced to consume unhealthy foods to save costs. Now, in this example, we also don't use a comma. The reason for that is that this conjunction here is simply connecting the words unemployed and underpaid together. Okay, it's just connecting these two words. It's not connecting independent clauses, and therefore we don't use any comma with it. So let's summarize when exactly you should use a comma with a coordinating conjunction and when should you not. So, whenever a coordinating conjunction connects two independent clauses, we always use a comma. For example, we use a comma here and here because in both these sentences, the coordinating conjunctions but and yet are connecting two independent clauses together. An independent clause conveys a complete idea. On the other hand, if a coordinating conjunction simply connects words or phrases together, then we do not use a comma. As you can see here, this conjunction is only connecting words together, so we don't use a comma. And in this sentence here, the conjunction or is simply connecting the words unemployed and underpaid together. Now, on a final note on commas, whenever you have a list, using the comma with the and is optional. So for example, if you have a sentence like, I love books, movies, and music, the comma before the and in a list is optional. So if you want, you can use a comma, and if you don't want, you don't have to. Now here's our list of coordinating conjunctions. You're probably wondering, what are these two boys doing over here? Why are they so excited? Well, they're excited because they are what we call fanboys. Fanboys are boys who are very excited and huge fans of something. They're really excited about something. Why are we talking about this? Actually, fanboys is an acronym for coordinating conjunctions. So whenever you forget what the coordinating conjunctions are, you can use this acronym to quickly remember what all the coordinating conjunctions are. F stands for, A stands for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, and S for so. So those are all the coordinating conjunctions in the English language, and using the acronym fanboys is a very easy way for you to remember them. Now you may be wondering, when exactly should I use the compound sentences? Generally speaking, you should use the compound sentences whenever you're trying to give extra detail or add richness to your sentences. So let's look at examples of that. Let's say that you have this table over here in your writing task 1 question, and you have to describe the data in this table. Well, if we're trying to describe the data here and the data here, we could say something like, Oceania experienced a 13% land degradation, but none from overcultivation. So in this sentence, we have conveyed two separate ideas, both of which are complete, and we've done this without using two separate sentences. What we have done is we have given extra detail in a single sentence by using the coordinating conjunction but. Let's look at another example. Here's another table, and if we're trying to describe the data from Switzerland, we could say, considering bananas, Switzerland earned the highest revenue in 1999, and it also more than tripled its sales in 2004. So again, in this sentence, we're conveying two complete ideas. The first idea is that Switzerland earned the highest revenue in 1999, which is this data point over here. And then we're saying that it also more than tripled its sales in 2004. So here we're describing the second data point. So do you see how our sentence sounds much better when we combine the two different ideas and convey them in a single sentence? This is what the IELTS examiners are looking for. They want to see if you can write complex structures such as compound sentences. So use these compound sentences to show off your grammatical range. So that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next grammar section, in which we're going to talk about the complex sentences.